What if you could pack your bags and move to another planet? Sounds like sci-fi, right? But what if I told you that one man's vision is turning this dream into reality, and it's happening faster than you think? Welcome to Twist Haven, where we unravel the biggest mysteries of the cosmos. Today we're diving into SpaceX's Starship, the most ambitious spacecraft ever built, and Elon Musk's bold plan to colonize Mars. By the end of this video, you'll discover the one critical challenge that could make or break humanity's future on the red planet. So hit that subscribe button, buckle up, and let's launch into the future of space exploration. Let's start with the star of the show, Starship. This beast of a spacecraft, developed by SpaceX, is the largest and most powerful rocket ever created. Standing at 394 feet tall, that's taller than the Statue of Liberty, and with a diameter of 30 feet, Starship is fully reusable, designed to carry up to 150 metric tons of cargo to orbit. That's enough to haul 15 fully loaded school buses into space. Its super heavy booster, which sits beneath the Starship spacecraft, packs 33 Raptor engines, generating a jaw-dropping 17 million pounds of thrust. For comparison, NASA's Saturn V rocket, which took humans to the moon, had just 7.5 million pounds of thrust. Starship's first successful orbital test flight happened on March 18, 2024, when it reached an altitude of 145 miles and landed safely in the Indian Ocean after a 65-minute journey. But Starship isn't just about breaking records. It's built for Mars. Elon Musk, the CEO of SpaceX, has a vision to make humanity a multi-planetary species. His goal? Send 1 million people to Mars by 2050. That's right, 1 million. Musk estimates that SpaceX will need to launch 1,000 Starships every year for 10 years to build a self-sustaining Martian city. Each Starship can carry 100 passengers, meaning 10,000 trips are needed to hit that million mark. At a cost of $2 million per launch, thanks to Starship's reusable design, that's $20 billion in total. Compare that to NASA's Artemis program, which costs $4.1 billion per launch for its SLS rocket. And you'll see why Musk's plan is revolutionary. So what would life on Mars look like? Let's break it down. Mars is 141 million miles from Earth on average, and a one-way trip with Starship will take 6 to 9 months depending on planetary alignment. The spacecraft will use methane-based Raptor engines fueled by liquid methane and oxygen, which can be produced on Mars using local resources, a process called in situ resource utilization, or ISRU. Once on Mars, settlers will live in pressurized habitats made of regolith concrete, a material derived from Martian soil. These habitats will need to shield against radiation, as Mars has no magnetic field and only 1% of Earth's atmospheric pressure. Temperatures average minus 80 degrees Fahrenheit, with lows dipping to minus 225 degrees Fahrenheit at the poles, so insulation will be key. Food and water are another challenge. SpaceX plans to grow food in hydroponic greenhouses using plants like lettuce and potatoes, which can yield 1,200 pounds of food per 1,000 square feet annually. Water will come from subsurface ice, which NASA's Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter estimates holds 2.5 million cubic miles, enough to cover the planet in a 3-foot deep ocean if melted. Starship will carry drilling equipment to extract this ice, producing 500 gallons of water per day for a crew of 100. Oxygen will be generated by splitting water molecules and using CO2 from Mars' atmosphere, which is 95% carbon dioxide, through a process called electrolysis. But colonizing Mars isn't just about survival, it's about building a new society. Musk envisions a city with 3D printed homes, solar farms, and factories producing everything from steel to plastics. Solar panels will generate 1 megawatt of power per acre, enough to sustain a small settlement. Though dust storms, which can last months and cover the planet, might reduce efficiency by 80%. To get around, settlers will use pressurized rovers traveling at 25 miles per hour, covering distances of up to 120 miles per charge. Communication with Earth will rely on Starlink satellites, providing a data rate of 23 megabits per second, though messages will take 14 minutes to travel each way due to the distance. Now let's talk about the timeline. SpaceX has already made huge strides. In January 2025, Starship completed its 5th orbital test, deploying 50 Starlink satellites and landing both the booster and spacecraft with 98% success. The first uncrewed mission to Mars is planned for 2026, carrying 100 tons of cargo, including rovers, habitats, and power systems. If successful, the first crewed mission will follow in 2029, with 12 astronauts landing near Utopia Planitia, a region with abundant ice. By 2033, SpaceX aims to send 1,000 people per year, scaling up to 10,000 by 2040. Musk's ultimate goal is a city of 100,000 by 2047-2045, with schools, hospitals, and even a Martian government. But here's where things get tricky. Mars has 38% of Earth's gravity, which could cause health issues like bone loss. Astronauts on the ISS lose 1% of bone density per month in microgravity, and Mars' gravity isn't much better. Then there's the psychological toll. Living in confined spaces for years, 141 million miles from home, could lead to stress and depression. Studies show 25% of simulated Mars missions report mental health issues. And don't forget the cost. While SpaceX aims for $200,000 per ticket, early settlers might pay $500,000, excluding the $50 billion needed to build the city itself. So what's the critical challenge we mentioned at the start? It's radiation. Mars' thin atmosphere lets through 30 times more cosmic radiation than Earth. A 6-month trip to Mars exposes astronauts to 60 rem of radiation, 3 times the annual limit for nuclear workers. On the surface, settlers will face 25 rem per year, increasing cancer risk by 5% over a lifetime. SpaceX is working on solutions like underground habitats and water-based radiation shields, which can absorb 90% of cosmic rays. But if they can't solve this, the dream of a Martian colony might remain just that, a dream. What does this mean for humanity? If SpaceX succeeds, we'll become a multi-planetary species, safe from Earth's risks like climate change or asteroid impacts. But if they fail, it could set back space exploration for decades. The stakes couldn't be higher. So what do you think? Are we ready to live on Mars, or is this a step too far? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, and subscribe to Twist Haven for more space adventures. The red planet is calling. Let's see if we can answer.